Let's meet Samira. Samira is all set to complete the final semester of her biomedical engineering course. In this video, you will view Samira go through her first campus interview. Archana, Specialist, Human Resources at InfoFuture Technologies, is visiting Samira's college as part of the campus recruitment program. Archana will interview Samira for an entry-level position at InfoFuture. Throughout this video, you will review some tips and best practices to help you present yourself as a confident and competent professional during the interviews.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Samira. Please take your seat. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
Okay. So how do you feel about so much activity on the campus these days?
Oh, it's exciting times on campus. At this point, I'm experiencing a host of mixed feelings. I'm a little sad now that college life is at its end, but I'm also very eager to start on a new phase in my life with my career.
Great. So Samira, to start off with this interview, can you speak something about yourself?
Sure, ma'am. Currently, I'm in the final semester of my biomedical engineering course. During my school years, especially in class 12th, I was equally fascinated by biology, physics and maths. For a while, I thought of taking pre-medical entrance exams, but then I decided to pursue my career in a more modern and multidisciplinary subject.
Okay.
After many discussions with my teachers, counselors and family, I chose biomedical engineering because it blends biological sciences, engineering and medicine. I've also been a good student throughout my academic career. I got 86% in my class 10th, exams and 88% in my class 12th. I was awarded the National Talent Search Examination Scholarship in class 10th. And I've also won other science talent competitions, ma'am. In case you want any specific information, I can give you more details about my academic achievements.
Well, thanks Samira. This is a good detail of yours. Well, tell me something about yourself. I mean, apart from studies.
I'm involved with Healthy Smiles Foundation, a leading NGO, as a volunteer. I've been working as a volunteer work on programs to improve the health and well-being of poor and underprivileged children in both urban slums and rural areas. So as a part of my volunteer work, I realized the importance of understanding the healthcare needs in India. And this has further convinced me about my choice of career.
Okay.
And in my free time, I'd like to curl up in a corner with a good book. I also play volleyball and basketball whenever I can round up some classmates and friends.
Okay. You mentioned reading as one of your passions. Which is the most recent book that you read?
I just finished reading Better by Atul Gawande. One of the senior team members at the NGO recommended the book to me. And the book talks about failure and how we can improve our performance. Now, although the focus is medicine, the examples that the writer has used have lessons for everyone in each profession.
Okay. Great. That sounds like an interesting book, Samira. So tell me, how many interviews have you attended so far?
This is my first interview, ma'am, and I hope to make a good impression.
Well, great. You mentioned optimism as a key strength. How has optimism helped you to solve situations?
Yes, I truly consider optimism as my key strength. I always see the brighter side of things and handle situations positively. One of the recent incidents where I think my optimism saved the situation was on a project. We were testing the prototype device and suddenly the server storing all our data crashed. It was late in the night and the network administration team was not available. And all of us were tired and the team morale was at an all-time low. Battling all the negative feelings, I gathered the team, we started brainstorming on how we could retrieve the data. Within an hour, we managed to recover most of the lost data and fortunately we had backups for the rest. And I truly believe that my positive attitude helped me save the day for our team.
Okay.
And as part of my volunteer work with the healthcare NGO, I have come across situations so desperate and moving that only my optimism and positive attitude helped me go on. While working with underprivileged children, ma'am, I realized that I could create an attitude of hope and optimism for them only if I am positive.
Okay. That's a good summary of your strengths. Samira, you have listed that you're overly emotional as your main weakness. So, do you often let emotions impact your decisions?
I feel that I'm passionate about what I do because I'm an emotional person. For example, my decision to volunteer for an NGO was an emotional choice to begin with. Because of this character trait, I respect people and care about others, and it has helped me deal with people in a better and more effective way. However, over time I've realized the need to control my emotions to be more effective. I've actually discussed this issue with one of my teachers at college, and she advised me to practice yoga to help me detach and control my emotions better. And I hope to see some results soon.
That's excellent. Can you tell me something about your participation in extracurricular activities in school level and college?
During my school years, I was very involved in extracurricular activities. At school, I participated in 2 student bodies, the Social Service League and the Maths Club. I was the secretary of the Social Service League for 2 years. And I was also part of the school volleyball team, and I participated in various inter-school events. In college, I have participated in many healthcare awareness campaigns organized by the Social Service Cell. Most recently, ma'am, I coordinated the AIDS awareness campaign at college. I led a team of student volunteers to design posters and brochures that were going to be used as part of the campaign. My NGO experience proved invaluable in organizing this event. I'm not an active member of any other student groups at college because I like to devote most of my free time to volunteering for the programs organized by the NGO.
Samira, I can see that you're really passionate about your voluntary work at this NGO. Let us talk about your course. What can you tell me about your final year project?
Oh yes, my final year project was to develop a sensor-based device that can be hooked onto a person to monitor his or her blood pressure, pulse, temperature, and transmit the same using a mobile phone to a back-end server that would be maintained by a healthcare service provider.
That sounds really interesting. What did your supervisor had to say about your project?
Oh, my supervisor feels that this is a good first step, but he's pushing our team to test it with as many real users as possible. Overall, he was happy with our project and gave us a good grade and a very favorable remark. Ma'am, you can find more details about my role in this project in my testimonial.
Okay, well, Samira, consider a situation wherein you're assigned a new project on the very first day joining InfoFuture. What will be your approach towards the starting of this project?
I would first try to understand the problem statement and define what we're trying to achieve from that project. Then I would do a bit of research if such a project has been done within the company by some group or outside the organization by anyone else. Once I'm armed with this knowledge, I will discuss my specific roles and responsibilities with my manager. And as a next step, I will create a personal plan for activities assigned to me. Throughout the project, I will try to keep my manager updated on my progress.
If we move you to a rural area, will you be able to manage?
I'm sure I will be able to manage. I have worked in rural areas and stayed there as part of my NGO work. Although I'm open to traveling to rural areas as a part of like project or research activity, I don't expect to be posted there for a long time, ma'am.
That's a fair answer. Samira, I imagine you have looked over the job profile InfoFuture has in mind for you. What do you find the most attractive about the job?
Ma'am, I know that InfoFuture has an established presence in the healthcare industry, and you have a dedicated team that is working on affordable medical devices. So this is an exact line with my interest area. I would love to be part of this division and share my ideas to make a contribution to the organization.
Okay. Now that you have explained why do you want to join us, can you give me top 3 reasons why should we hire you?
First, I'd like to say that I'm a good team player. While working on our final year project, one of our project team members fell ill. So I took over his part of the project work so that our team does not lose momentum. I also consider myself to be very active and energetic worker. I enthusiastically participate in my volunteer work with the NGO along with a very demanding study schedule. Finally, I think I'm used to hard work and stretching whenever situations demand it. I believe that these qualities, along with my technical qualifications, make me a good fit in your organization.
What will you do if you're not selected today?
I have really looked forward to working with InfoFuture Technologies, and I will definitely be disappointed if I'm not selected. But because I'm optimistic, I will certainly work harder and prepare myself better for the other upcoming interviews.
Thanks, Samira. I've asked all the questions I wanted to. Now you have an opportunity to ask me questions. Do you have any queries for me?
I know quite a bit about the culture and work environment at InfoFuture Technologies from your website, media reports, and from my seniors who work there. I do have one question to ask you though. Can you let me know about the training opportunities for fresh graduates, especially in the healthcare and biomedical vertical?
In addition to the 1-week new hire orientation, we have specific training programs based on the industry vertical. We also have project-based training sessions. As a trainee, you are rotated across different teams in order to provide cross-domain expertise. This will also make you well-grounded in organization's internal processes. Does that answer your question, Samira?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the information.
Well, Samira, that's it for now.
Thank you for the interview, ma'am.
You're welcome, Samira.